The time is 8:56 in the morning time on this Wednesday morning, January 9th, 2019. It is time now for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Wednesday morning, January 9th, 2019. God, and good morning to you all this lovely Wednesday morning, January 9th, 2019. It is 8:57 and it's 43 degrees in North Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Channel Morning News at 8:57 is Trump losing sway in his own GOP over government shutdown. Rod Rosenstein oversaw bill for leaving Justice Department. U.S.-China trade talks walk up after extended the third day. Health facility CEO resigns after women eventually escaped rape multiple times. Rex CEO Connors in Foxborough shuts down for good. In Foxborough, Frank Denisi of Attleboro was recently given a gift certificate from Rex O'Connors as a birthday present upon his. The hash bar closed shortly after received the NARS wonder what has happened with a gift certificate of money used to buy it. On its Facebook page, the bar's parent says it is shut down for good and blames the town's punitive measures for the closing. The bar restaurant was closed last month by the health department. Number of violations. Denisi City emailed the establishment but got no reply. Several telephone calls and emails from some critical have gone unanswered. Even the health department hasn't heard from them. Health Director Paul Angel said we usually win it. Establishment closed doors to get in touch with the town hall. By the way, to speed up the process to reopen it. No, so with the vaccine, she said, explained that only communication of business was at 7:28 message and will be in touch soon. She said a health board meeting is scheduled for the 2014 for the matter and was still planned on court, but Wax's representatives have not said they will attend. Waxy O'Connors was cited in violation for such as not having a person in charge trained when handling a food bowl on a refrigerator and other problems. On Facebook, the county said its integrity of its food and beverage offerings were its highest priority. The violations followed problems early last year, then the restaurant was told to hire a consultant to help straighten it out. Marijuana retail in Fall River waits final inspection. Alaska Airlines passengers endure a 30-hour ordeal to get from Boston to Los Angeles. New restaurants will boom this spring in Rhode Island. Florida woman 86 accused of beating husband 89 to death with a cane. Ocasio, of course, has still bothered to take the paychecks despite 13 in Congress refusing during shutdown, according to a report. Supreme Court rules against mystery company with possible ties to Miller Probe. Raf Mohammed Al-Qad was deemed a refugee in Australia might take care in. Roadmap to a second Brexit referendum. Kim Jong-un departs Beijing after meeting with Xi Jinping and President of U.S. sanctions on President Iran, Khamenei said. To arraign the 7 of the top man. In Norton, the New Year got for the good surfer. West Hodge's street family who has spent most of the summer with his long-lost pet 5-year-old bulldog named Sammy. Sammy finally turned up in the back there at the Maple Street on New Year's Eve after first being spotted in early the 17th just in town in Edinburgh. She went missing on December 5th after wandering out with all Jews sometime. The yard with one owner was Carol Pettit. Pettit and his wife Brooke were, along with the friends and neighbors and volunteers from missing dogs in Massachusetts, searched Towsley and stood weeks. Posters were made and the word was put out on social media. Went door to door. There were sightings during the first week, but they stopped and the family word that a guy really fishing cat have got a semi Brooke Pettit. Also, it's considered news that a 3-year-old could name Hardney Boo was found shot to death in the woods off West Hodge Street at 76 or fears that perhaps same fate, but finally on New Year's Eve, word came that Sammy was grounded by neighbors at the Maple Street backyard healthy about 3 miles later. Brooke Biden said the time Sammy was the longest month of life with Alice. Everything it was stressful and Christmas came with wet, but there was no thought of giving up the search, she said. Missing dogs out. Massachusetts volunteers Deb Newport would provide the valuable assistance and moral support during the week. Sammy is wondering the apprentice she had help. Make voices according to the search efforts. Panic said she was helpful. Video taken by member of the organization got the trophy reunion between Panic and Sammy. The dog had spent a couple days in the hospital where she was examining her fluids were punished, but she's in good health. It's possible for somebody fed her keeping her alive for a while, Panic said. Meanwhile, police continue to investigate the shooting of the boat who was ordered to stay with Wiggins living standing street in Attleboro. Citizen Apple cuts iPhone production by 10%. Nikkei's Asia Review reports. Constellation Red stock sinks 12% after releasing disappointing 2019 outlook. Grants are building a famous lesson medicine catalyst on the block, and Gidlock says that our software investment could survive the zigzags of 2019. Looking at stocks now. Up 256.10 at 23.78.45. SP 5 up 24.72 at 25.74.41. Nasdaq up 73.53 at 68.97. Genetically introduced spices may be created too. Citizens of the stars discover a new planet that NASA algorithms exist. A long way from our home as NASA spacecraft grabs sun and jump some of the snapshot of Earth from 70 miles away. Queen guitars by unethical, expensive, painful conviction in today's medicine. AI technology can find genetic disease by looking at your face. Study says doctors said lifestyle changes can prevent half of Iowa's cancer cases and first flu-related child death reported in New Jersey. I'm sorry, back to my family and barricaded herself in a hotel room was granted refugee status by the United Nations Emergency Agency Wednesday afternoon, he said. Driver the deadly Huckabee crash pleads guilty to despair family's former trial. Egypt discovers 35 years old stone tablet smuggled out of the country in 1988. Suspicious packages found at embassies in Australia. House Democrats failed a universal background check bill to curb gun violence 8 years in a day after former rap star Gabby Giffords was shot in Arizona. El Paso Street by government shutdown migrant policies. Seattle wasted a gridlock as an Alaska way viaduct closes forever. Kentucky teacher faces assault charges after video shows her dragging off statistic board. 3 boats on fire in Boston Marina late Tuesday caused about $1 million damage to the vessels that sink according to the Boston Fire Department. Food stamp dispensing more Mr. February benefits even if partial government shutdown continues, the U.S. Department of Agricultural officials announced. Former Birmingham, Alabama Mayor Larry Langford died Tuesday, 10 days after being released from prison because of the failed health. He was 72 years old. Punters like New Attleboro High School design. Well, he's scheduled for the Patriot Nation, January 12th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mount Attleboro schools asked for nearly 7% budget boost. Foxborough, 51-year-old maid man has been identified as the suspect that has smashed on a school fed window last month at Foxborough High School. Police said Tuesday. Kids and parents of Davis School Proctor took part in musical bingo and Midwood Party Walking DJs on Tuesday evening. Officials words demonstrations step to enter include the question: is a person of the United States has citizenship question on 2020 test will challenge Quincy. Peter Channel News Time is 9:05 on this Wednesday morning. Time out for Peter Channel Sports Report. Boston Bruins defeat the Minnesota Wild last night, 4-0, and the Boston Lanterns girls basketball team fell to Ashland 61-24, and the boys basketball team defeated Ashland 50-20. Tonight, Boston Celtics be at the Garden. The Garden Pacers game time 7 o'clock at the Garden. And tonight, the Lanterns girls basketball team will have a game against the Night Miami Falcons. Game time 6:30 p.m. What would everybody say about Alabama's loss on Clemson? In Clemson's fiasco, USC's Lindstrom shows experience as athletic director. And new Wiggins and Minnesota Timberwolves say they've no disrespect for the game market. Maryland's no stretch off for the T-Wolves after suffering scary head injury. And John Jones versus Evan Smith, UFC 235. Fight card, same it up. Peter Cheldusov is 907 on this. When's the on? Time out for Peter Cheldusov in terms of check. Let's start off on the MBTA with a green line person and resolution of westbound delays up to 10 minutes due to train with early mechanical problems. And looking at the commuter rail, looking good, and the ferries they are looking good. Okay, look at the hours and byways in New England on this Wednesday morning. In Providence and vicinity, 95 south by side, also before Route 146 in Providence, 146 south by side, so Route 95 in Providence, 99 north by side, 126 out of 122 on the Wiggins, Wisconsin stretch. Jamestown, Newport, and Battle Bridges on Lincoln, 24 south by side, so between Berkeley and Somerset, 95 north by side, so between Deposit 3 and the North Weather, the 128 in Canton, Route 24, the north by side, also on 128 in Canton, Route 3 and the north by side, also on 228 in Rockland. Break these put the north by side, the little slow. 7 Expressway, north by side, so between Quinton and downtown Boston, 7 Expressway, south by side, slow. After the mass spike in Boston, as hip scared before the breakthrough split. 93 both ends of the downtown Boston backed up 128 and the north by side, so between Green Plain Avenue, Needham and Route 20 Waltham. Mass spike east by side, so between Route and Fairhaven down to the 7 Expressway, downtown Boston, all the way down to Logan Airport, Boston. Mass spike west by side, so around the Logan Airport down to South Boston. 93 both ends of the downtown Boston backed up. Sometimes also Calitos looking good. Route 1 and south by side, so between Chelsea and Charlestown. 93 south by side, also between Bedford and Boston and Hippocrates between 125 and off anyone out of Route 128 and Reddit. 183 the north by side, so before Route 128 and Reddit. 128 south by side, so between Reddit all the way then out of Lexington 128 and the north by side, so after Route 2 and Lexington. Route 128 and the north by side, so between Needham and 20 and Waltham. 3 to the south by side switch, 185 load out of Route 128 in Burlington, Route 3 to the north by side switch, Burlington stretch, 185 in the north by side to the slope between Westport out of Low, 185 in the south by side switch between Hearts and out at the Barber. Mass spec, both ends is back in the lead, down to Chester, Massachusetts. In Connecticut, 91 south by side. Anyone south by side, slow between Hartford stretch, 91 north by side, Route 9 and Route 84, Hartford, Connecticut. 84 east by side, Louisville side after Route 7 in Denver, Connecticut. Bear Parkway west by side, so between Bridgeport and Stamford. 95 south by side, so between Norwalk and Stamford, Connecticut. Up and over the way at 91, slow between Denver and the Canadian border in Vermont. 89, slow between Bow Hampshire all the way down to the U.S. Canadian border up in Vermont. Interstate 89, 87, both ends backed up between Elizabethtown, New York, a little bit of possible New York. 93, slow between Concord and Manchester, every turnpike slow at the back direction. The 93, both ends back to the Canadian Hampshire and the Vermont. Smaller turnpike and slow Manchester and Vermont, and main turnpike and slow between Portland and Lewiston, Maine, and 295, slow between Portland and Brunswick, Maine. Peter Children News Time is 9:10 on this Wednesday morning. Time out for Peter Chillo weather report. Snow and rain and sleet, south of Holland, Connecticut, and rain showers around the western vicinity, while snowed from where up in Greenfield, Massachusetts, and snowed from Leominster, Massachusetts, all over the upstate Massachusetts, and all the way up into the Berkshires of Massachusetts, and snowed in northwestern Connecticut, and stretching of Vermont, New Hampshire, and the western and northern portion of Maine, and some heavy rains that around Louisiana and Augusta, Maine, mid-coast Maine, and southwestern New Brunswick, and the central portion of Nova Scotia, some snow out of eastern Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick, and snowed in some Quebec and the upstate New York, and down for the Great Lakes, and rain showers south of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and northeastern Maryland. Temperatures around the region, it is in the 30s, the low 40s, and 70 winds in the 30s, but nominal wind at 23 degrees. Wind in Mount Washington, temperature 28 down to Caribou, 27 to Fort Kent, Maine. We are doing wind advisory until 4 p.m. this afternoon. West winds about 15 to 30 miles, gusts between 40 and 50 miles an hour. Time of wind gusts will increase by mid to late morning and to the afternoon. Gusting winds below around a good up there. Street lips can be blown down and a few power waivers on the location of Plymouth County kept God in the islands. What about okay, look at that forecast. Goes like this. Today, Butts has got about 44 degrees. West about 7 to 13 miles gust high, 44 miles an hour. Tonight, most of got about 29 degrees. West about 7 to 9 miles gust high, 21 miles an hour. For Thursday, most got about 36, about 60 degrees. Northwest about 7 to 11 miles gust high, 24 miles an hour. For Friday, Sunday, most of the about 27 to about 12 degrees. Northwest about 9 to 11 miles an hour. For Saturday, Sunday, most of the about 28, about 60 degrees. Northwest about 26 miles an hour. Should have had 5 miles coming in the evening for Sunday, most of the about 28, about 18 degrees. Covering given an off around 6 miles in the afternoon. And for Monday, most of the sunny podcast about 31 will about 18 degrees, northwest about 6 miles an hour. For Tuesday, most of the sun's got about 32 degrees, northwest about 7 miles an hour. And currently in Norton it is forecast at 42 degrees. And that's me for the Peter Chill. Morning news on this. Wednesday morning, January 9th, 2019. Viewers, hope you have a good morning. Goodbye, agent, and I'll see you. Hope you have a wonderful day.